Hello, hello, and welcome back for a little Kreno's werewolf calamity down in the crumbling crypts and colossal caverns of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And yeah, I think the time has come. I think it's the time of the wolf. I think the moon is out and the time is right. And I'm definitely not talking about Harvey Keitel in a cameo role beside Julia Sweeney. Although, you know, Wickster Wolf was pretty badass. That's not necessarily what I'm shooting for. No, this time I'm thinking our wolf adventure is going to be a little more Scott Howard flavored. We're going to maybe grab Styles and Boof and surf the top of a sweet delivery van with Wolfmobile written on the side to a Beach Boys tune. And maybe, just maybe along the way, we'll learn a little something about friendship, popularity, self-esteem, and seeing the love that was right in front of our eyes all along. Or maybe we'll just get drunk, dunk our way to victory in wolf form, spurn Boof, and run off with some cheap, meaningless sex with a hot blonde, because really that's the other way that story could have gone. I will, though, be going full wolf mode. That's the one thing that is not in question. Amy Oblonsky is going to go Abomination for us here, and we are going to bring on the wolf. So let's head down to the old dungeon here, and yeah, all of you guys get lost here. There's only two people we need on this mission. One of them is Amy Oblonsky, and the other one is Robbie Baldwin to try and keep our stress under control. So we got the Speedball, we got the Abomination. It's not like I'm in a two-man dungeon, though, so we do need to fill out this team. Jean Grey is definitely not going to go. We would like to do level 1, guys. I think we'll take Typhoid Mary, even though her stress is already a little high. Maybe before we go full wolf mode, we'll concentrate on getting Mary Walker's stress down a little bit. That does need us in need of, like, a frontline head smasher, though. Could take Paul Denning, but honestly, I think this is definitely the mission for Doom. You will not serve with this creature. Really, Doom? You're gonna... Alright, no. Doom's like, no, Doom will not serve with such an abomination. Well, I don't kind of find dick move much there, Doom. That's, gotta say, it's kind of a dick move, man. Kind of a dick move. So we need somebody to fill this in. I mean, we could go second position with our Plague Doctor, but that just seems... No, that's just bad. That's just a bad idea. We could get rid of the Plague Doctor, and you know what? Let's do that. Let's get rid of Mary Walker, and we'll drag John Constantine into this shit. We could probably use a healer anyway, so that's really... It's probably fine. And then I guess we'll just... You know, Paladin's got more stress than we might like, but... As far as frontline healers go, he's kind of the only game in town, and he's not really busy at the moment. I mean, he is Paladin. It's not like he was fucking doing anything else. He didn't have a job or a mission or, you know, a real super team to be affiliated with. So I think we can spare him. Let's take a look at some of our rewards here. We would like to do definitely an apprentice level mission. The leper armlet is real good. We're probably doing that mission. In all likelihood, unless there's something just unbelievably amazing in one of these other dungeons. Suncloak is pretty tempting, but no. The Bullseye Bandana is actually also pretty good. I don't want to do a medium... Yeah, you know what? No, I don't want to do a medium veteran mission. We're saving the A-team up here to go have a bash at a boss. So I think we'll continue to keep them sidelined for now. We do need to get in to kill the Siren, but what we're doing right now basically is just... What we're killing is time. We're killing time. We got to fill a week until our Siren killing team is ready to go in, so... This is it. We're going to try and make do with these boys. Medium dungeon here. So let's bring a reasonably healthy supply of food since I'm not... Oh, I need... You know what? Before we do this. Hang on just a second. Just a moment here. Let's make sure we have weird reconstruction and the appropriate skills. Okay, Abyssal Artillery, Weakening Curse, Vulnerability Hex. These are good, but I would really rather have Sacrificial Stab. I'm working from the third slot. I'm a pretty big proponent of the Sacrificial Stabbing. It's real good. It's real good. Vulnerability Hex. You know what? We will take the Mark ability because that's going to couple well with Paul Denning's Collect Bounty ability. I think those two will dovetail nicely. Now we're ready. Now let's go down and get the provision started. So we are on a medium dungeon. What's our mission anyway? I didn't even pay attention. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. As long as it's not complete 100% of rooms or something crazy, I'm sure we'll be okay. We are down in a Weald, so I'm going to bring 3 shovels. I think 1 anti-venom, 1 medicinal herb, 1 bandage, 1 key, and no holy water. But let's go with an abundance of torches. We're going to have enough stress issues with the Abomination on board. I'd really not like to be picking up stress for wandering around in the dark like an asshole as well. Why do we have to be an asshole to wander around in the dark? I mean, maybe we're just a confused person. What if we're a good person who just couldn't find a lighter? I mean, maybe we're just what if we're like a lovely person who happened to drop their torch in a hole? Why do I have to be an asshole? I'll tell you what is an asshole, this dungeon layout. We can skip 2 rooms, but there's no way we can do this with no backtracking. So I think our best bet would be to head down and then up, over, and around. That's going to give us... we can't do it with no backtracking, but we can try and keep the backtracking to a minimum, which we will do. Someone other than Paul Denning start checking out the crazy shit here. He's got a little more stress than we're comfortable with. Emil Blonsky picking up the deed to fucking Alice's Diner and... shit, I don't know. What's another iconic television location? Although Alice's Diner is probably only iconic to people who are my age. Those people will be like, Alice's what now? I don't know, let's say the bar from Cheers. There you go. There's an iconic TV location that might be slightly more approachable for today's youth. Probably only very slightly, though. Alright, we're gonna have Speedball start cranking down the stress. And I think, do we go full Krenos right away, or do we maybe bide our time? You know what? I think we just go full Krenos straight away. Nice sacrificial stab, and John Constantine's first cut is the deepest. Starting things off with not only a sweet Sheryl Crow reference, but also a kill. Let's see if we can stun the maggot. And then we won't go... he resisted the stun. I was gonna say, if we could stun the maggot, we won't need to go Krenos form, but it's fine. Emil pulled the dodge anyway. We're good, everybody. We're good. We are good, everybody. Good job. Wrong fucking ability, Robbie Baldwin. I immediately rescind my good job comment. That was actually opposite of what I needed. I wanted you to do some stress relief there so we could get a freebie, but that's okay, because John Constantine's going to mop things up, go 2 for 2 in the kill department, and pick us up a spare shovel, which is handy. You can never have too many shovels. You can never be too handsome or too rich or have too many shovels. That's what I've learned from Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, now's the time to go full Krenos Werewolf, so... get ready for some White Wolf references. They're going to be fucking flying fast and furious as I get ready to become a spiral dancer here. We're going to do this. Oh, I'm going to dance that spiral, you betcha. Yes, speed and critical, that's what I need. I feel the need for speed. And criticals, also criticals. So here comes the transformation. Everybody going to pick up some stress for that, but we're going to start handing out some massive beatdowns here. Let's go for the old rake. Maybe massive beatdown was a grotesque overstatement, because 8 damage is not exactly amazing. Why did you say scree? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Yarg. Okay. So clearly Emil Blonsky at his most eloquent when in Krenos Werewolf form. I mean, he's really singing us quite a lovely lullaby here. Frong. Man, his vocabulary is just amazing. 11 aggregate damage, which again is not supremely impressive. Considering that Paul Denning did more than our werewolf with a single fucking swing here, I gotta say, so far the full-on beast mode is not really impressing me much. I'm getting more of a Shania Twain vibe from this, really. 3 healing is probably not quite as much as we might have liked. Emil taking a mark, which is fine. He will heal himself when he transforms back to human form, so if we could get him to start taking a little battering, that'd be fine, but the enemy seems very not disposed... well, never mind, there we go. I was going to say the enemy seems very disinclined to attack him, but clearly that is not the case, since now they're dropping mad crits on him. You know, it's not that dark. The enemy should not be getting bonus criticals like this. We're going to have to keep up the healing. Emil Blonsky can heal himself in a pinch. We can always turn him back to human form and have him do a little self-healing. And no, for once I wasn't making a masturbation reference. Slam. I think let's go for rage here. This guy. That's a nice shot. So we got 6 damage out of that. Paul Denning getting marked. Not the end of the world. Again, he's going to get marked. Okay. I love that we took like 40 aggregate stress from a 2-point critical. That's something I gotta honestly say I still feel as though the amount of stress you take from an attack should at least be somewhat linked to the amount of damage taken from the attack. I mean, a 2-point critical should not be 100 stress for the group. It really just seems... does this clear corpses? Nope, I just punched... well, I mean, we weren't going to do anything else anyway. We could have hook and sliced, I guess, but would not have been supremely useful. The Abomination getting dodged. Well, this is working out fantastically, guys. Nice work, everyone. We're going to take a shit pile of stress. Oh, and we got diseases. Fantastic. Blighted and diseased. This fight is going amazingly. I'm supremely happy with this group composition. It's doing a fantastic job. Still no kill. Well, you have got to do Abyssal Artillery. Thank you for digging us out of this hole, John Constantine. I appreciate it immensely. It was very nice of you. Very kind of you. You're a good person, John Constantine. Don't let anybody tell you any different. I think we'll just feed John Constantine. Speedball isn't hurt, and besides, he's a resilient chap. I think he'll be able to bounce back from this. What are you? A pristine fountain. Well, if it's pristine, we shouldn't need to do anything to it. Fountain reinvigorates the hero. Alright, 20 stress relief for the Paladin, and a little healing as well, I think. All things considered, it could have gone worse. I mean, I don't know how much worse that could have gone and us walked away alive, because that fight seemed real ugly. This one should not be too much of a problem, though. How much damage are you taking? Why don't you heal yourself, since apparently... Oh, well, John Constantine is all about the fucking enlightened self-interest there. Oh, never mind. It's not that you're taking a ton of damage, it's just that you have no health suddenly. Why is this? I'm guessing you must have been the one who got inflicted with bad humors. John Constantine has 6 health. That's a very serious problem for us. He's literally within death's door anytime he is injured even slightly. That's very bad. I am not a fan of this. John Constantine, you gotta quit smoking, man. Didn't you learn? I mean, you got your cancer cured by the devil once. Did you really think you could go to that well twice? He must have definitely, yeah. He did not. He does have bad humors, which is only minus 20% max HP. Why the fuck do you have no health at all, John Constantine? Alright, well, I mean, you're real delicate, son. I'm going to cure that venom, because we can't really afford to take that damage, and having John Constantine eat food is honestly just a bad value proposition. You get so little out of it. We are going to pick up a little bonus food here from this beast carcass, which is nice. That's actually not a little bonus food, that's a shitload of bonus food. We needed it. Another fight, but this one, probably not the end of the world. We're actually in okay position here. And the stressful incantation at least coming onto the unit who had pretty minimum stress. They completely undid the minimum of stress part, though, and now he's back right in shit city. So, yeah, we're bleeding. You know, honestly, I think we just spit a little acid at these guys. See if we can get some blight working. That blight attack, if both of them hit, it's pretty solid aggregate damage. And I gotta say, I've been really... The more I use the Abomination, the less impressed I am with the Abomination. They do not seem very good. For the crippling stress drawbacks they have for the party, which basically necessitates that you bring a jester along. Given their drawbacks, they don't really seem to have like the overwhelming punch that one might really sort of like and or feel necessary to sort of counter their crippling drawbacks. I mean, their best combat abilities almost seem like they come in human form. I mean, Manacles does not suck. It's got a stun on it. It's not the greatest attack in the history of the world, but it definitely is serviceable. We get a kill here. There we go. Paul Denning holds that one down. You're stunned. So enjoy that. 2 damage from you. You still do not have fatal damage on you, which is unfortunate, but nice dodge from Robbie Baldwin. Speedball, of course, notoriously difficult to nail down. Double dodge for John Constantine is unfortunate. Robbie Baldwin can deal with his own stress. Wait, do you have bad humors too? Did we... No, you got the fucking plague, which is honestly not as bad, but still kind of terrible. So great. This is fantastic. This mission has cost us 1 billion gold already. That's like 1,500 gold to heal those 2 conditions, and those are 2 conditions that sort of have to be healed. They're not ones we can just indefinitely ignore. This guy is completely immune to the blight, apparently. Emil Blonsky at least resisted the pull. Please kill this man. Alright, well, say what you want. Paul Denning is at least holding it down. I mean, Emil Blonsky is a bitter, bitter goddamn disappointment. Even in full Krynos form, he's not really doing much of a good... I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Abomination. They seem kind of crummy. Maybe, you know, maybe they get better. Maybe I need to give Emil Blonsky a chance. Maybe he scales well, and I'm just not seeing it because he's still minimum level. Or alternatively, my initial impression could be right, and maybe Abominations are just fucking terrible. I mean, we'll have to play some more to try and find out. John Constantine has been holding it down pretty good in the heal department, though. You can't do anything to those guys, huh? You can't even hook and slice from here? Can't hook and slice from the lead position. Well, that sucks. Well, I guess we'll just have you hew a corpse in half and bring this guy a little closer to the front of the party then. More stress. Robbie Baldwin has done literally nothing but stress relief this entire mission. I think maybe he played Inspiring Tune once. Honestly, we should try and get you in third position because our occultist could do his thing from the back. In fact, I'm pretty sure we're going to do that. Another kill. So Paul Denning is doing all the work here. He's like, hey, guys, you want to maybe, I don't know, fucking chip in a little bit? I'm doing all the heavy lifting here. In fact, I'm the only one lifting anything at all. It's not just the heavy lifting. I'm doing all of the lifting, period. Could use a little help. I'm not going to throw my key at an heirloom chest. And of course, the one time I don't use a key, it is trapped. Fortunately, we managed to resist that. We'll take our scout and see what's down this way. Nothing worth investigating is the answer to that question. So let's head back, and we've got about 5 more rooms to wander our way through, and we'll be out 1 dungeon. Done 1 dungeon. Needed 1 dungeon. Completed 1 dungeon. It's like a Craigslist ad. Needed 1 dungeon. Although if you see on Craigslist an ad that says needed 1 dungeon, you really don't want to respond to that one. You'll not end with nothing, so you're going to steal whatever is in here, huh? I mean, that's fine, Amy. You'll go ahead. That contains loot. I'm sure it's the greatest loot of all time. Finally, something to smile about. A torch and 50 gold. Well, I mean, say what you want about Emil Blonsky. He's got pretty reasonable expectations. He's like, oh, you know, a modicum of change and a torch. He's not greedy. I mean, he's not concerned with material possessions. He's just happy to be participating. He's like, hooray, a participation medal. I'm helping. He's just glad to get out of the house, really. That shuffle is nothing short of god-awful for us. We're going to try and put bleeds on these guys whenever we can. Okay, back to forward 1. And we cannot we can't transform from the last position. That's horrible. We can throw some hook and slice here. Bleed is going to be useful, so Paul Denning will be able to help, even though he is in the worst possible location. Our Jester now at the front. Fantastic. So, of course, he immediately gets critical, because why wouldn't he? This fight, honestly, this may be the end of us. We're going to need some dodges here from Robbie Baldwin. He's got 4 health left. He's got 3 health left. He does have a big death blow resistance, which is good, because I got a really strong feeling like he's going to fucking need it here.
And now the true test.
This is very bad. Alright, so please transform. And we need you to actually do something here, Emil. You've got to help. This moves you forward, right? Yes, it does. So we're gonna slam then. Da 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 da. Let the boys be boys. You're gonna heal Robbie Baldwin so he doesn't die. Please don't bleed him. Thank you. I appreciate the small things. I really do. You are gonna move forward too, so we can get the party back in order and try and of course, concentrate all fire on that Superstar Destroyer. And now we have rabies as well and double blighted. Brilliant. This is amazingly good. I'm real stoked with the way this is working out. Everything's going perfectly. Couldn't be worse. We have no anti-venom, so we can't heal any of that. We're taking criticals all over the place. These guys are not... this mission... I hate the fucking wheel. I hate it so much. Like, all of our shittiest missions have been in the Weald. The Cove takes forever, and every mission in the Cove is 10 billion years. That's a huge heal, John Constantine. I mean, the bleed is definitely subpar, but we're going to take what we can get at this point. But all of our shittiest missions have happened in the Weald. Every time we come in here, it's just a god-awful nightmare. Every fight takes 12 trillion years. And goes horribly. I mean, we have no good experiences down in the Weald. Aladdin picking up 1 kill. Here comes the Rain of Blight. Let's sure stack some more Blight on our Jester. Why not? We've been taking 55 damage around by the end of this. Definitely slice off some more of this. We need any kind of damage we can get at this point. We're desperate for damage. We're also desperately seeking Susan. We're also potentially suddenly Susan. How much damage are you taking every round? 5. That's really very much not good. Blonsky with another kill. You can't even hit anyone, can you? Nope. So I guess we're gonna throw the slice off. This group composition is definitely not it's not good. It's not good at all. The only person we have who can do damage to these back 2 ranks is also the only person we have who can fucking heal at all. And yes, I'm foregoing the healing here in favor of more damage because we really, really need the damage. We need that bleed, and we need that to be fatal. There we go. And no corpse for that guy. That's going to move this guy up. He also dies. And we escaped that one by the skin of our teeth, and there's absolutely no question we are camping here. That this is done. This is a campsite. I'm not feeling good about this mission whatsoever. So yes, burn the fucking firewood.
Gathered close in tenuous.
Honestly, we still have more damage coming in on this guy than we can probably heal. Let's take a look. The quickening. Oh, Highlander 2, if only, if only. You get +4 speed for some combats. That's not great. Increase stress by 20. All companions reduce stress by 10. That's actually pretty useful. Will that cause you to have an affliction? The answer is no. Scout ahead. Interesting. This is how we do it. You know, we're not really having trouble hitting anything. Tiger's Eye is very good. Every rose has its thorn is just fantastic. I mean, it's all companions minus 15 stress. It's amazing. Honestly, I think we got a wound care. Can we wound care ourselves? Of course we can't. That would be helpful. Please tell me you have wound care. Good. Wound care the Jester. Good. I know we're burning a lot of time with those 2 moves. I'm not a huge fan of it. It has to be done. So we're going to have Blonsky do anger management. That gets rid of 30 of our stress, gets him 10. But that's okay. We've still got some time here. We're going to every rose has its thorn. Dump what's left of our stress, which should leave us with 2 time, and that should be just enough to encourage Blonsky. Somebody has encourage, right? Blonsky has encourage. All right. Well, I don't suppose you could encourage yourself. Of course you can't. All right. Well, I guess it's just going to be up to Robbie Baldwin to keep you happy then, and we'll have to have Robbie cranking on that lyre of his to try and bring down Blonsky's stress. Man, this dungeon is going just abysmally. This place is horrific. Even so, you're still at ease. One would think that the Abomination might be more at home in a place like this. We used the last log, so that's the state of things. Our larder is well stocked. Starnation, not really a concern. John Constantine, ever practical. He's more pissed about his lack of smokes. He'd be like, man, I'm out of smokes. Somebody, hey, somebody run down to the corner shop and pick me up a pack of smokes, man. I've been smoking 3 packs a day since I'm 12. What can I say? I'm addicted. I'm helpless in the face of my addiction. I need smokes. You gotta go get me some smokes, man. Well, if anybody's gonna risk taking stress from interacting with Kyrios, it's the guy who's already borderline afflicted. Because doubling down on the stupid, I mean, that's sort of my mantra. If things are bad, the best path is always just double down on the worst idea you can think of. More scouting. We're getting quite a bit of scouting here. Do I want to do 2 fights that I don't really have to do? The answer, honestly, no. I'm not going this way and fighting all of that shit. I will go this way and double back, if only to avoid a single fight. It's totally worth it. We are not in the kind of shape that's going to allow us to just go fighting willy-nilly. We don't have the soup. We don't have the soup. No bisque. We don't have any other sort of delicious, like no crepes, no pancakes, no other delightful food substances. We don't have anything. No soup, no salad. This is not a 7-course meal. We're completely a 1-course meal here. How many more fights can this dungeon possibly contain? It's all fight. This is the other reason I hate the Weald. It has too damn many hallway battles in it. It seems like the Weald has a very high proclivity for generating hallway battles, much higher than almost any other of the locations. In the ruins, you almost seem to never get hallway battles. The room battles, I guess, maybe tend to be slightly tougher, but, well, we're getting afflicted then. That's 100? Yep, that's 100 exactly. And he is fearful. Fantastic.
Fear and frailty finally claim their due.
And settle down, Mr. Narrator. He sort of did that to himself. Yes, I know what afflicted does. Thank you. You know what? I think we'd be better off to actually mark a dude and hope that Paladin can kill him before he gets a chance to go. Well, I mean, we could reduce his stress. That's the other thing we could do. Yeah, you know what? It's a self-heal, too. We'll just go for absolution. Drop our stress down. It's not going to get rid of the infliction, but it will help. We need damage here. We're going to have Robbie Baldwin start putting out beatings. So our plan to get the mark and kill before the enemy got to go has completely failed. Why am I surprised? Really, honestly, I should have been expecting it. And at this point, I should expect failure at every single possible turn. Corpse is still bleeding, though. That's an interesting mechanic. Killed that guy so hard his corpse is bleeding. Honestly, you know what? Your little fearful junting to the back there has benefits for us, because now we can actually make you do something, Amy Oblonsky. I'm not a fan of the Abomination. Their abilities do not seem to any way come close to negating their many, many hideous drawbacks. Maybe I'd say I'm using the wrong abilities, but you don't really get much of a choice when it comes to abilities. The Abominations pretty much just have what they have, and you're sort of stuck taking it. Kind of like a plastic fuck doll situation here, and I'm the fuck doll. I'm stuck taking it, even though I don't want to take it. Alright, Paladin, please. You're the only man I can trust and the only guy who's doing anything on this mission. The rest of the team, supremely disappointing. We're getting juggled around here. Juggling is supposed to be Robbie Baldwin's bit. He is Speedball and also a clown put here for our amusement. You know what? Mark this guy. When this dude bleeds to death or dies from a blight, it is going to pull that dude forward. I really think that's probably the best use of our time. No blood left for the leeches, huh, Emil? One mistake and it's over for you? Yeah, okay. Get to pass your turn. Well, I mean, that may have been a mistake. Call me crazy. A 1-point heal. At least we resisted to bleed, so it's not a negative heal. And it is going to be up to Paul Denning, the man who has done literally all of the killing on this entire mission. I think maybe everything that's died, he has killed. Normally, I'm prone to hyperbole and exaggeration, but in this case, I think it may genuinely be the case. He's killed all of it. And Robbie Baldwin bouncing around like the Super Ball that gave him his name. I'm going to forego a chance at a kill here for John Constantine. You know what? John Constantine did get a couple kills in his first fight, so it hasn't been all... I was going to say it hasn't been all the Paladin, and then he goes and throws that at me. So yeah, it hasn't been all the Paladin, or even any of the Paladin, really. I guess we'll do Absolution again, because Amy Oblonsky's really holding it down. Just stab this man in the face, John Constantine. I hate all of you. You're all fucking fired, every last one of you. You guys are the shittiest team of all time. I can see why you're on Heroes for Hire, Paul Denning. I mean, I wondered why would anyone want to be on Heroes for Hire, but now I realize, you know, you didn't choose that. You didn't choose that. They were just like, this is the only caliber of super team that would have you. Everybody else was like, no, I'm sorry. Sure, your resume looks great. It's really impressive. But we filled the position 5 minutes before you arrived. I'm terribly sorry, sir. But no, seriously, it's not a laughing stock at all. I assure you, we were very impressed by your credentials, Mr. Paladin, was it? Paladin? Yeah, no, no, seriously, supremely talented. I'm sure you'll go far in this industry, kid, but well, when it comes to the Great Lakes Avengers, I'm afraid we don't have the space anymore. So 8 damage from Amy Oblonsky with what is supposed to be like his signature amazing move. It does mediocre damage. And also gives us a bunch of stress. John Constantine, he pulls out the heals when the things are grim. You gotta give him credit for that. When things are not looking great, he does really pull down some serious healing. We definitely want to go with the double hit move here because it will catch the fat guy and the little guy. 2/3 of the group struck by that attack. Rage, unfortunately, and not gonna be able to mimic that. That man is dead, so we want to avoid hitting him if at all possible. Let's let the boys be boys. Big ol' 12 critical slam and the scree of joy, I guess. Yeah, Paul Denning's like, yeah, you have to, you go all crazy and elaborate because you got 12 damage. This is what Paladin does on a day-to-day basis. And I hate to break it to you, man, my 12 damage on a day-to-day basis is still only good enough to get me on fucking Heroes for Hire, man. Yeah, still, I'm a hero for hire. I don't like it any better than they do, trust me. But, yeah. So, you know, maybe you shouldn't be so excited about your 12 damage, Amy Oblonsky, because really, in the grand scheme of things, it's not much. Keep you and Robbie. I mean, I know we could be going for the debuff here with Inspiring Tune and trying to grind our stress down, but I think it's pretty goddamn unlikely that Amy Oblonsky or Robbie's going to be venturing into a dungeon anytime soon, so we're going to have plenty of opportunity for them to get a little natural, simply not going on mission stress relief. If you leave a trooper idle in a hamlet long enough, they do just sort of come down on their own. Yeah, it doesn't dissuade the sharpened blade. You know what does dissuade the sharpened blade? A bunch of bullets in the face, which we have been getting struck with pretty routinely. Yeah, your 14 damage critical is simply not inspiring enough, Amy Oblonsky. I'm sorry. Too little too late, champ. Too little too late. Sure, why not? I'm saving this key. Honestly, at this point, I'm not even sure what I'm saving it for, but I am saving it. In case we get, like, a critical scout and find a secret room, I guess. The last secret room we found did have Batman's head in it, so, I mean, it was a pretty positive pickup for us, the head of the Batman. You take that into your, interview for the Heroes for Hire, and they're gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't, I mean, you're still not gonna get the job. The Heroes for Hire are still not gonna hire you. They'll be like, no, I'm sorry, man, you're an actual superhero. I mean, legitimately, you killed the freaking Batman. We would love to have you on the team, but you know what? You're overqualified. You don't belong here. I'm sorry. We can't allow this to pass because no. I mean, you have no place on this team. Just none. I mean, you're gonna make the rest of us look bad, which honestly doesn't take much to make the rest of Heroes for Hire look bad. We're terrible at our jobs, just terrible. But with you on the team, people are gonna have expectations. They're gonna expect us to be able to perform, to do something. The world might literally depend on us being capable here, and you know, we when the world is on the line, you can't rely on Heroes for Hire. We can't be the guys they're going, oh, you know what? Galactus has shown up and is going to devour the planet. Quick, call Heroes for Hire. See, the Heroes for Hire, they can't be that team. They just be like, we don't want to be in that position. That's bad for everyone. We want them to just be like, no, God, Galactus is here. Quick, somebody call the Avengers. Or, quick, somebody call the Fantastic Four. Or even, shit, somebody call the X-Men. Because as far as super teams go, the X-Men are pathetic and sad, but when it comes to, if you're comparing X-Men and Heroes for Hire, I mean, the X-Men are going to whoop the shit out of them. There's not many super teams that can be said of, too. It'd be like, these guys get the shit whooped out of them by the X-Men. That's remarkable level of incompetence. So as long as John Constantine does not die from that poison, I think we're going to be okay. And I did take a risk there to try and kill that spider. This one should die on its own, even if we do nothing to it. It has 2 health. I wanted to get 1. And you're bleeding now. That's brilliant. I love the fact that your attempt at healing has only made your situation worse. It's good work, John Constantine. Good work. Well, Blonsky, you're gonna... Okay. Why don't you just absolution? At least you can try and absolve your sins. Your heart will burst. You know, it just might. Maybe you could actually heal yourself this time. You did resist the bleed, but, well, you're barely going to scrape by with a tiny, tiny bit of health. Don't medicinal herbs. They get rid of debuffs, I guess, not bleeding. All right, well, let's just eat the last of our food. We got to try and keep you from bleeding to death while we finish this friggin'... Oh, thank God the quest is complete. I am going to check out this thing because this is a pristine fountain. It is. We should be able to get stress relief for at least one person. Robbie, why don't you check this out? And then, yeah, we're getting the hell out of Dodge. This has gone on long enough. The misery must end. We did pick up a pretty good... I mean, that fortunate armlet is quite good. Bonus stress, or bonus accuracy rather, and bonus critical. The extra stress damage is not a problem, but the accuracy and critical really are quite huge for the leper, who does tend to have some difficulties connecting on occasion. So next time, we'll be ready for the siren. I mean, I said we were going to kill time with this mission, and honestly, I really feel like we didn't just kill time. We actually learned a little something, and a little something that we learned, abominations are garbage. They're hot, sweaty, flaming, stinky garbage. Flagellant and Natural Eye, both of those are bad, and we're going to go spend $1 billion now here to get John Constantine and Speedball cured of their ailments.
Can you feel it?
Meanwhile, the rest of the team continues ticking down stress because they haven't been on missions in 100 billion years. So Megan is now a meditator because she found that to be perfect stress. Dorian Green gambled and recovered 69 stress. Ooh, 69 stress. Were you gambling on love? Seriously, if you fall in love with Squirrel Girl, I would. There would be no greater offense to mankind than to love the Squirrel Girl. That's literally the worst thing I could think you could ever do. So we're gonna put Robbie Baldwin in. You gotta get rid of the Black Plague. Please don't accidentally cure my rabies, by the way. Getting a bonus disease cured would be great, except when that disease is rabies, because I actually really like rabies as a disease. Do I want to bother curing Emil Blonsky's stress? You know what? I kind of don't. I honestly don't think he's worth spending money on. I really don't. I may never take him on another mission. I might straight up fire him, and I mean it. I might. But he is a body, and if we have to have somebody to throw in a sacrificial lamb somewhere, he would be a good candidate for that. All right, Blonsky, I'm gonna, against my better judgment, cure you in the cheapest way possible, which is actually not this. We have something that's upgraded, right? Haven't we upgraded? Yeah, we upgraded the Abbey, the Transept, and the Penance Hall, so honestly, we should do some more upgrade, because crests and busts we actually have a reasonably abundant supply of. We also want to do the guild and the blacksmith first. We do have 8 portraits. I think we do the guild. This will let us get up to level 3 skills without paying an entire ridiculous fortune. We're definitely going to do armor smithing, and then I think we do the furnace as well. This gets us up to level 3 weapons. Now the team may be ready to actually go into some veteran missions and have a chance to come out of those, like, still swinging and relatively hale and hardy. Let's do the cloister and the transept. And then let's just have Emil here. Fine, just the cloister is literally the cheapest thing we can do. Why don't you go meditate upon the fact that you suck? You know what you should meditate upon? Meditate upon how Bruce Banner got exposed to gamma rays and had a much better life than you did. I won't say a good life, because it's still a fairly tough road to hoe being the Hulk. I mean, you gotta wander off at the end of every episode alone in the rain while that shitty sad song plays. It's sort of depressing, but still, it's a relatively easy fate compared to being the Abomination. Yeah. You know what else is an easy fate? This mission being over and this episode being done. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us, and if you'd like to listen to me muse about comic book characters that I'm not really very fond of on a regular basis, might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes of Darkest Dungeon every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.